Hello and welcome back to the GCSL / Apollo Rome 2 tournament. This is Ellington, and we are back with the matchup between the Hungry Wolves and the Chosen Ones. This is going to be the land battle that decides who attacks and who defends in the final tiebreaker matchup, because right now we are 1-1. We have one win for each team. So let's go over the teams here. On one side over here, we have got the Hungry Wolves. And here's Bowie. We have Charlie 6 Zulu. And he's got, looks like 3 Spear Warriors on his left flank here. And his front line is pretty much made up of Sword Followers. And then he does have 2 more Spear Warriors there in the middle. His gen is an Oathsworn, and he brought 3 Light Horse, 2 Celtic Bowmen, and 2 Heavy Horse. Then right next to him is Carthage. We've got Ulfer, and Ulfer's got some late Libyan Hoplites, Mercenary Scutari here, then finally some Libyan Infantry, and Mercenary Balearic Slingers. And his cavalry, we got 2 Noble Cav, including his gen, and 2 Mercenary Scutari, and 1 Mercenary Numidian Noble Cav. So that's 3 Balearic Slingers and 1 ranged cavalry. Then finally, as Saba, we have got Dan. We've got some noble swords, some noble and Sabaean swords here in the center, and Mercenary Marib Guard forming up his center front line. His general is a noble sword as well, and then we have some mercenary Mascot Marauders. Then his cavalry is Desert Heavy Lancers, 2 units looks like, and then 3 units of Sabaean Camel Cataphracts. Now on the other side, we have got the Chosen Ones, and as Egypt here, we have Dovahkiin, and he's got some Camel Spear cavalry, and his gen is a Ptolemaic Cav. Then we have a Camel Archer, carrying axemen, a couple of units of them, looks like. His front line is mostly Galatian swords with a couple carrying axemen in here. And then he does have a Sobek cultist. Then we've got mercenary Cretan archers and thorax swords forming up the back line here. Then I think that's all of Egypt there. As Massaicily, we have got Batman. I believe it's Batman 112. And we got some Numidian light infantry and slave infantry taking up the front line. His fighting line is going to be the Desert Legionaries. And then we got tribal slingers behind them and a couple armored Numidian spearmen. Got some desert cohort in the back and a couple units of noble cav. Well, 1 Numidian noble cav and 1 armored Numidian rider. And then his gen is an armored Numidian rider. Finally, for the Chosen Ones, we have got Nervii, and he is being commanded by Skasing. And he's got, let's see, he got Mighty Horse, a Noble Horse gen, another Mighty Horse, and a Mercenary Germanic Scout Rider. And his main line is going to be Fierce Swords, with his very front line being Celtic Warriors. And it looks like, so just a big thing of Fierce Swords, pretty much. And I'm going to assume that because we're looking from the other direction, the other team's view, I'm betting he's probably got Gallic Hunters that we can't see. But let's go ahead and kick this one off and see what happens. So, to me, the Hungry Wolves here, to me, look like they've got a heavy push army. Like a let's get in now type thing. You know, from the spears being on this side holding this flank, I almost would think that they would have their cav maybe on the other side. But I mean, I guess he might just be using his spear warriors here to support his light horse. That could be. We're about to find out. We do have Egypt's camel archers moving forward. I'm going to take some pot shots here at the Saba's cavalry. Saba, I do not believe Saba has any ranged. He forewent his ranged for a bit more cavalry here. You know, he brought his Sabaean camel cataphracts, which are very, very good cavalry, especially counter cavalry. So this could be interesting because Saba at the moment does not have a whole lot to counter off, but it looks like Carthage is going to send his mercenary noble or Numidian noble cav to help that, which the camel archers do have a little bit better range of 125, while the Numidian nobles only have 80. But the Numidian noble is a really good unit as well. All right, so got a bit of a flank of swords infantry here for Egypt, kind of sticking close to some of his own cavalry. Not a bad idea. You can help kind of support your cavalry in a sticky situation there. And then we've got the Mighty Horse and the Scout Riders moving all the way on the right. I almost think if I was, you know, Derby, I'd probably bring my other Mighty Horse over there as well, because they're about to get really overrun here by cavalry on this side. Got 3 units of light horse, you got 2 heavy horse coming, and then you've got the spear warriors sitting there waiting to get engaged. Slave infantry is moving up right in front. I'm almost wondering if they are maybe trying to bait some ammo from Carthage here. Then we had the slingers from Macesli move forward in front of the battle line, getting ready so they can kind of get into a firing range a lot quicker. And I think Saba here is trying to feint a little bit. You know, he feinted moving into the middle, but now he's going to come off back to the right. I don't know if he's going to hook like that. That was a boo-boo on my part. Alright, so the Numidian nobles are going in on the camel archers. Camel archer might get stuck here on that red line. That was a bad angle there by Egypt. He just got cut off. Nicely done there by Carthage. That noble cav is now going to be able to engage here. Now, their issue is that the camel spearmen are also going to be able to engage, so Saba is going to try and get in and try and stop that. Nicely done there. I think Egypt, though, is going to lose these camel archers. It's really close. He's wavering. Nope, he solidified just in time to get out. Now the cavalry, a lot of the cavalry from Saba is moving towards the interior line here, while these 3 units here keep kind of kiting away the camel archers. Trying to get out of the way, though, because those carrying axemen are starting to target the cavalry. 21 kills on the heavy lancers and 51 on the nobles already. This other Desert Heavy Lancer is at 21. Needs to be careful. You don't want to overextend too much there, but he broke the Camel Spearmen. They are not shattered, though, so they will probably come back. And now Macesli sent over his army Numidian riders to assist there. Look at this big cav push. 5 units of Boii cav and 3 units from Carthage, pushing really hard on this flank here. Look at that. Nervii had hidden gorilla swords here, so Boii's kind of got a little bit of a decision to make here. Nervii's got a little bit more teeth on this side than they thought that he did. You know, he may not have as much of the cavalry over here, but he does have infantry support. And Saba is just trying to put pressure on this flank. Macesli has sent over his armored Numidian riders, and they still we got the camel spears. Now the camel archers are gone. I'm sorry, I messed that up. I mixed up the camel archers and the camel spears. The camel archers are gone. They are routed from the battlefield. They almost got the camel spears to rout, but they just not quite. They came back. But they do have an interesting decision here. The left flank here is not very well equipped for what Saba and Carthage have over here. You know, they got the noble cav, they've got a Balearic slinger, and then pretty good cav presence. Cretan archer moving forward, trying to get some pot shots, though. If you can get your Balearic in, though, you might be able to take out that Cretan archer. Still thinking about what they want to do. I was really expecting the infantry push to be pretty pretty hard push here. I guess it kind of makes sense, though. You know, Saba, you know, really is relying a lot on the cavalry, so a big, heavy infantry push on this side would probably not be too beneficial for him. And then Carthage, I mean, his infantry is solid enough, but he's kind of outmatched by Massaceae. Now, Boii, I think, would do really well against Nervii here. Were we able to get it? Oh, looks like we might be able to get the... Oh, he just caught the Scout Riders, but he's going to pull them out. And then countercharge with the Mighty Horse, and now Boii might get stuck in combat here. Just in time, got out. Got 11 kills and 4 kills, so 15 between those guys. And the Scout Riders are down to 65. Once again, they're just trying to kind of playing a chess match over here, exchanging some fire between the Cretan Archers and the Balearics, but the Balearics seem to be taking the worst of this. So he's trying to pull them off before he loses too many. He might have been able, as the Balearic was engaging here, he might have been able to get in here. But, I mean, now with the other 2 Cretans coming in on this side, Saba's kind of in a difficult position. He doesn't really have anything to counter out Egypt's archer advantage. He's got 3 archers and Saba has none. He does have the Carthaginian Balearics helping him out, but that's about it. And the issue with that is now Carthage is getting shot by Massaceae. They brought very, very little range to this match. They really went in for the melee bonus. Now 2 or 4 of Boii have gone in, but they really need Carthage to get into this combat. They need these. I think these units might have been a little too far behind this engagement. You know, I think they should have been kind of coming in right, probably 30 seconds ago. But I think Carthage is going to maybe be able to get in behind Nervii here. He might even be able to loop around and get into some of the other units. Look at this. Now Boii got in through here. Maybe you could get a pincer between the 2. Oh, yeah, look at that. Germanic scouts got to decide which way to go, but he didn't cut him off on the other side. Oh, man. Man, get the light horse in on the other side. You might have caught him. And now Boii and Nervii are engaged. It's mostly, looks like the sword followers engaged here, but only against Celtic warriors. And here comes the hard push. Big push from Carthage and Saba and Boii. Boii and Nervii kind of met right in the middle there. They kind of charged each other. Good flank here by Boii getting in around. Light Horse and Noble Cav engaging with the Mighty Horse. The Mighty Horse are really starting to lose that combat. Then the Light Horse here got in with the Fierce Swords. He probably wants to get out of that combat as soon as he possibly can. And then look at this, got the Oathsworn coming in behind the Spear Warriors there. Oh, the Sword Followers just got, oof, that hurts. Sword Follower coming in here, gonna re-engage there, and Celtic Bows getting good shots in on the Fierce Swords. The Fierce Swords are gonna be very exposed. Oh no! The Massaceae, Numidian Noble Cav coming through, getting into the mercenary Balearic slingers, and Carthage is using his Noble Cav to try and put a stop to that. And then we've got the Saba Cav coming in, trying to get in the back lines of Egypt, doing a really nice job here. Desert Heavy Lancers up to 114 kills, get some great rear charges, 40 kills on the Egyptian Ptolemaic Cav, but look here, Carrying Axemen starting to break. The Saba Camel Cataphracts are doing a really nice job. Balearic Slingers at the moment are not shooting anything. They might be able to shoot into the Cretan Archer there. Let's see, Sword Followers and Spear Warriors trying to hold off some armored Numidian spears, or spearmen. But then we got an armored Numidian Cav coming in, trying to get in the Noble Cav. Get out of there, Carthage. All right, Carthage got out. And now we got a countercharge there from the Noble Cav of Carthage. And I think probably going to try and get his noble Numidian Noble Cav into the Massaceae Noble Cav. And here comes the Jin, the armored Numidian riders coming in and eating some of Bowie up here. Getting in to the back of some of Bowie's units. Bowie won the cav engagement on this side, but at a pretty costly engagement. You know, he does not have much cavalry left, which means that he's not going to have as much ability to get into the back lines as I think he wanted to. Numidian riders here, almost down. They're down to 20 men. The Jin, the armored Numidian rider, is at 80. Spear Warriors are 140 out of 160. And Saba is fully engaged here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. 307 kills on the Sabaean Camel Cataphracts. This one over here is at 251. Just ripping Egypt to shreds, which he has to. You know, his infantry is not going to do the greatest against Egypt here. But his cavalry, if he can get into the back lines, he can do a lot of damage. I'm just really concerned because Carthage is pretty much gone. Bowie really does not have much left here. Carthage's Noble Cav is still doing some work here. 179, 180 kills. Getting into the Gallic Hunters from Nervii. But Saba is really the last one with an army left. His infantry is doing relatively well. They are holding as long as they can to allow that cavalry to get around and get cycle charges into the back. Up to 376, 365, and I think those are the only two cav units left from Saba. Noble Cav for Carthage is up to 265, and then the Oathsworn over here, a 187, but about to get charged by the Noble Horse from Nervii. Oh, rough, man. Hurts. And now the Spear Warrior is going to try and maybe pin in the Noble Horse from Nervii. 285 on the Noble Cav from Carthage. 385 from Saba now. But Misasli is now turning in and starting to surround Saba. Misasli's infantry, 15 kills, 81, 164, 129, 141, doing really nice there, Misasli. 170 on that guy. How many? 143 men left and was at 170 kills. Really well done. Armored Numidian riders going in against the Sabaean Camel Cataphracts, but the Cataphracts are going to get the better of that. 390. They kind of got caught up there, but they should win that combat. Yeah, 394. What's the archer? Okay, so it's Balearic Slingers from Carthage, still getting some shots in. And then look at that, nice shot from the other side. The Balearic Slingers getting into the Tribal Slingers. Bowie is still kind of hanging in, 251, 45, and the Jin is at 229 kills. The Jin, the Noble Swords for Saba, is only at 38. Egypt here's 98 kills, 149 kills. And I don't know if the HungryWolves have enough on this one. You know, Saba is trying to do as much as he can, but his cav is pretty much, I think he's out. I think his cav is out of the combat now. Yep. So Saba is basically just down to his infantry, which is not really what you want to hear for Saba. Yeah, their infantry is not the best infantry. They have some solid infantry out there, but it's not the greatest. Yeah, Misasli, I mean, Saba definitely, like, he beat Egypt. He definitely beat Egypt. But with Misasli beating Carthage and just wrapping in and just surrounding him, there's not much Saba could have done here. You know, he did as much as he possibly could with his cavalry. But unfortunately, this cavalry engagement over here for Bowie and Carthage did not go the way they wanted it to, I think, which meant that they could not get back in and around. And then I think that their battle lines got a little like mixed up here. You know, you could see there's no real like line here. You can see a lot of scattered death, a lot of pockets of resistance. And that is going to be it for that one. which means that the Chosen Ones are going to get to choose attack or defense for the final battle of this matchup. Let's look at some kills here. So Dan at Saba with 2,083 kills. Really nicely done there. Look at the cataphracts here. 404, 394. Desert Lancers did nice. 124 and 127. His infantry did about as much as it could. 117, 126, 147. But yeah, I mean, he did as much as he could on there. He did beat Egypt on that side. Now, Ulfer with 1,400 kills, 318 on his Noble Cav. His other Cav, unfortunately, just did not do great. So 25 and 30. His Numidian Noble Cavalry did pretty well with 81. Slingers did pretty decent, 160 and 135. His infantry, 161, 118. Iberian swords with 93. And then his late Libyan hoplites, not too much there. Now, Charlie 6 Zulu with 2,026 kills, 248 on his Oathsworn Jin. His cavalry did all right, but once again, I think they probably wish they could have got a little better use out of them. 93 is not bad at all. 82, pretty solid. 28 and 6 is not great, unfortunately. 182 on the Celtic bow. His spears, 163 and 81. Sword followers did really nice. 254, 211, 261. So nicely done there for the Hungry Wolves. And now for the Chosen Ones. Nervii here with 2,052 kills. Is Noble Horse Gen with 84. 103 on the Mighty Horse, and 63 on the Scout Riders. Archers did pretty well, 149 and 108. His Celtic Warriors just kind of got beat up, 81 was kind of the best there, but his Fierce Swords, 230, 124, 153, 214. So nicely done there. Dovahkiin as Egypt with 1,295 kills, 79 with the Jin. His cavalry just kind of got beat up, kind of bullied. The Cretan Archers with 32, 30, 118 on that one. Pretty well done on that. His Galatian Swords, 111 is the best there, 97. Carrying Axemen, not a whole lot. Celtic, or the Sobek Cultists, not a whole lot. But his Thorax Swords, 169, 141, and 103, so nicely done. Then finally, Masacily Batman, 2,334 kills. 135 on the Gen, 235 or 325, sorry, on the Numidian Noble Cab. Nicely done on them. Slingers, they did all right. 61 on the Armored Numidian Spears, and then his Desert Cohorts, best one had 218. His Desert Legionaries, though, 276, 176, 165, 156, 146, 148 on the Numidian Light Infantry. So very nicely done there. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a nice, quick, and easy one to lead into the final battle for this matchup. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section, and we will see you guys next time.